Thank you for tuning in to the best parenting show on the internet, Post Daily Dose.
It's the Post. It's the Post. It's the Post. The Post Daily Dose. It's the Post. It's the Post. It's the Post. The Post Daily Dose. It's the Post. It's the Post.
Hey there, Facebook family. Kristi, Saul, the co-founder of the Post+Institute, coming at you live this Friday evening. I hope you guys are doing well. Hope you've had a good week. These days are just, seems like they're just getting by us, you know. My goodness. All this time at home just seems to cause the days to just sort of float by. I can't believe that Mother's Day weekend is already here. So Brian asked me to do Post Daily Dose tonight because he has been working his tail off. I saw him for a little bit today. He stopped by the house and he said he had like, I don't know, like over 5 hours worth of phone coaching that he did yesterday, along with a 2-hour seminar that he did, podcast, and that he is just kind of pooped. So he's starting the weekend off a little early today, so I hope that he has a nice, relaxed time. So he asked me to do Post Daily Dose, and I realized that Mother's Day is right around the corner, Sunday. And, well, you know, every year with Mother's Day and the Post+Institute and having a heart for adoption, I always wish that I had something magic to say. I wish I had something magic to say to make something that is so incredibly complex to just somehow make it simple. So I pulled up my phone and, you know, I looked in the dictionary because sometimes I can get a little inspiration there. And so I'm looking at the dictionary and I look at the word mother, and it talks about birth. And it talks about relationship between a parent and a child. And it talks about caregiving and nurturing. Then I found myself thinking about my mom, my own mom. I'm so blessed. I just love her to pieces. We spent the morning together today doing some caretaking for members of our family. And my mom is an adoptee. She was born in 1943 in California to a woman who we believe her name was Betty Burns. And that was based on some stories that my mom kind of overheard from her brothers and those kinds of things. And in that time, so I think she was about 2 when she was adopted. And her adoptive parents were in California as sharecroppers. And so then my mom came from California to Oklahoma. And when they brought her to Oklahoma, a doctor here created a birth certificate for her fraudulently and included her adoptive mom and dad as the parents and her birthplace as being in Sapulpa, Oklahoma. So, happy Mother's Day. It's complex, isn't it? There are families come Sunday and maybe even beginning this weekend who will be celebrating. They'll be celebrating having children and having family around them in whatever way those children have come into their life, whether they're birth moms or adoptive moms or foster moms or stepmoms or single parent families where the father is playing all roles, or whether you're a grandmother raising children or an auntie or however you aim to have children in your life that you're celebrating that you're a mother. And then there'll be people who are grieving. They'll be grieving the loss of their mothers. Maybe their mothers have passed away. And there'll be people grieving because they weren't raised by their birth mother and they don't know who that person is. And there'll be birth mothers grieving because they don't know where their children are. I wish there was a way I could act like none of that was there, and we could just paint this picture of as if everything, every family, every child was born into a family that could take care of them, and every person who had a baby was ready to be a mother. And that was weird. I don't even know what happened, but I'm just going to keep rolling. Just on the thoughts of all the different ways that people are mothers, and thinking about all the children in the world. We all come from a mom, right? And thinking about people who'll be missing their moms. Thinking about moms who'll be missing their children. And I'm wishing that there was a way that this beautiful thing of creation, if it could just be so simple as that every time that a woman became pregnant, that they were in an environment where they were nurtured and loved, so that baby had a beautiful womb experience, and then they could be born into this beautiful place of love and harmony, and everyone could be celebrating Mother's Day from that place. But that's just not the way it is. It's complex. And so for me, I can't help but think of all the complexities related to Mother's Day. I was telling the story in my other video, and I'll let this one stand. I was talking about my own mother and her story. She was born in California, 1943, and when she was about 2 years old, she was adopted by adoptive parents, and as best we know, her biological mother, her birth mother, her first mother, her tummy mother, whatever term works, that her name was Betty Burns. My mom never knew her. She never had access to her adoption records. When she was about 2, her parents moved back to Oklahoma from being in California as sharecroppers. And a fraudulent birth certificate was created for my mom that shows them as her parents and shows her birthplace as being Sapulpa, Oklahoma. And so I share that, it's like my mom walks in that space that kind of like a foot in both worlds, so to speak. She knows what it means to be adopted, and she also knows what it means to be a mother. I know that she has grieved her birth mother, even to now. Knowing now that in all likelihood that woman has passed away, and they passed away without ever meeting each other again, with my mom being able to have that conscious memory of it. So I just think about all the moms, moms who were here as adoptive mothers, foster mothers, stepmothers, grandmothers, aunts, uncles, brothers, fathers, so many people are playing the role of nurturers in the lives of children. And so for my gratefulness for the fact that there are caregivers for our children, for the children who come to this earth. Yes, my mother is so loving. You're right, Mimi, she is. She is an incredible, beautiful woman. And I think it speaks to, I think that she must have been very loved when she was in her mama's tummy. This year, there's a comment that I want to read. This year is a harder Mother's Day, as most will not be able to see their mothers for Mother's Day. Yes. Thinking about people who won't be able to go and hug their moms on Mother's Day. Celebrations will be so different, trying to FaceTime, but, maybe not being able to cook them breakfast or deliver flowers or whatever it is that you've done to help people, the people who've cared for you in a mothering way, know how much you appreciate them. So, yeah, it's really hard for me not to come and talk without thinking about the whole picture, thinking about people who are grieving their children who maybe are no longer alive, or grieving children that may be alive but that they can't be with for different reasons. I think about children who are grieving, they may be grieving their parents who are no longer with us on this earth, or they may be grieving in their heart a birth mother that they're no longer able to live with. So it's a complex thing, and children are lovely and children are beautiful, and it's because of children that we get to call ourselves mother at all. And so, happy Mother's Day. it means, may it be a gentle, beautiful time for you. May you be celebrated in whatever role you have played or do play in the lives of a child. Mothering is needed, nurturing is needed, supporting mothers is important. And so I hope you feel loved, and I hope you feel supported on Mother's Day. And I hope that this message helps anyone who might be struggling around Mother's Day, just that you're thought of too, that you've not left our minds. And so with that, happy Mother's Day, everyone. Stay blessed.